You decide if you're ever gonna let me know. Suicide. If you ever try to let go, yeah, I'm sad, I know, yeah, I'm sad, I know, yeah. Who am I? Someone that's afraid to let go. You decide if you're ever gonna let me know. Suicide. If you ever try to let go, yeah, I'm sad, I know, yeah, I'm sad, I know, yeah. I'm sad, I know, yeah.
Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? Get in here. Get in here because it's Mondays. And on Mondays, we were pink. No, we talk about The Last of Us. The Last of Us season 2, episode 5 to be exact. Y'all, we got 2 episodes left. I'm just really nervous about the season. I'm really scared about the season. But thank you guys so much for being here. Most definitely appreciate you. It is not showing up here in the chat for me to put it on the screen, but I do see that I got a new member. Thank you so much for becoming a member of The Struggle, Darnell Williams. You are very, very welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Definitely not going to waste any time. Make sure that you are showing love on all sides that are streaming, myself and my guests backstage, as we give our commentary on this episode. Bringing her out first because she always has the sweetest of the sweetest perspective. Ashley, are you ready?
I am so ready to get into this, Tyra. I was it 100% improvement? No. But did I get a 50 to 60% improvement over the last couple of episodes? I did. And I'm ready to talk about it, Tyra.
That's good. I love the change in energy because last week had me some lean last week, y'all. It was girl. Yeah. Breaking her out because we always gonna do ladies first. Quana with her real review. Are you ready to talk about The Last of Us?
I am. They did better this week. Yay! So ready to get into some good stuff and some bad. Balanced perspective.
I've learned that we're not going to get everything in this season. I'm just happy with what we got. But I know who's extra happy because if we semi happy, I know Dom is in the back real happy because he wasn't too sour about last week's episode. Dom, are you ready to talk The Last of Us?
Yeah, I'm super ready. It was a great episode. Yep, this was
Yeah.
amazing. It was a great episode. Yep, I'm ready.
It's good. We love it. We love it. We love it. That's all that we can absolutely ask for. But Kawana, I'm going to come to you first. What were your overall thoughts of this episode? Because where's Amy? That's all I want to
know. I will say my overall thoughts are, I'm tired of Ellie still being dumb, but I kind of keep it in perspective that she's basically still a teenager, and not be too hard on her. I am glad that we got some movement in the episode and we had them being involved in some things, which was good. And I'm really happy that we got some people from Jackson showing up because it's about daggone time. And I'm really looking forward to next week. Those are my overall thoughts.
Your overall thoughts, more of the same, stupidity runs rapid in them Ellie and Dina streets. But we can't do anything about that. I'm not gonna chalk it up to being no teenager, because baby, the teens are done. Y'all some 20 somethings. Get it together. That and plot armor, things we shall not speak on just yet. Tired of it, but I got what I needed. We got some what? We got some HELP. Much needed. Okay, we got some help. Some troops came out, and we need them to be there. And who I thought was coming, those were the ones who showed up, amongst other things. Am I excited about this episode? No. But am I mad at it? No. I'm in the middle. Ashley?
So, I mean, I've been so sour and so salty for so long. I didn't know if I would ever get a sweet moment this season with this show. But alas, I'm going to be the sweet one. I enjoyed the set design this episode. I enjoyed the photography, the cinematography of it all. The spores gave me everything I needed down there. Do you hear me? And finally, Ellie has her motivation. This is all I wanted. This is all I've been wanting. I wanted the viciousness. I wanted the brutality. I wanted her to be like, I don't give a damn what Joel did. I know what he did, and I don't give a damn. You got to pay, Tati. You got to pay, Tati Gabrielle. You have to pay. You must do time. I loved it. It was evil. It was wicked. It was like, girl, will I? Will these spores get me, sis? No. No. I loved everything about that part. I also was glad they didn't leave me alone with Dora and Ellie for too long. Jesse was there. Okay. I was here for so much. I was here for the stalkers, the bunch of them. I loved all of that, you guys. I'm going to have more good to say than bad about this episode, I fear.
We're all hive-minded this week. John?
No, this was a very good classic HBO. This is HBO when HBO was on its P's and Q's, because the beginning to end of the episode, the whole arc, the build up, from where we start at Ellie, from how we end with Ellie, and everything in between. The only real negative I got is Tati Gabrielle gone too soon. You can't just bring her in for 3 episodes, and then take her out. I need Tati Gabrielle. You can't just, that was a waste.
You can have I think it's a 2 minority minimum on HBO. I don't know. You can't have too many all together on the same show in the same room at the same time, unless it is a Black-centered show. So Tati had to go. Tati served her purpose. Nora served her purpose. But once again, y'all run it up in that chat. Hit that like button. Let me know your thoughts. I see some Team Dom already. Good. Now, okay, we watched last week's episode together, so actually gonna run that trailer, so I saw it, and they give stuff away, so we heard it say in the trailer, if you saw it, it's in the air. I was like, oh snap, I wish I had known that going in, because I was really surprised. I'm not a game player, we all know that. The last thing that I expected was for this situation to ever be airborne, because what do we do now? What's next? Where do we go from here if it's just about airborne? Mask up, it's COVID-19 all over again. But we get into it being in the air, and also a sense of sacrifice. We have Cassie's crying ass mama here. I'm just gonna call her Cassie's mama, because that's just what she is here from Euphoria. But yeah, she's here acting, in command, letting us know, like, baby, we don't have any soldiers to spare. We are a little bit removed into we're in the past, but we're like kind of knee deep in the war between the Scars and the Wolves. And the Wolves have been losing from what we could see. And we don't have any soldiers to spare. So tell me why you left my son for dead and sealed anything off. And we find out that the virus went airborne. The cordyceps is all in the air. So we had to seal off this entrance, even to the detriment of my own son. It's real out here in these streets, and I'm scared. We know from this being in the past, this sealed off section or sector, it has had years to fester and blossom and grow, but as long as it's down there and it's untouched, we're safe. We were never safe. Dom, how did you feel about the beginning of this episode? Because it's in the air now.
First of all, the scene was so great. Just the way she's talking and the way she's building up. Because I didn't watch the trailers. I didn't stay away, so I didn't know what was coming. And then so when she was telling the story, I was like, "Yo, it's airborne!" No, I was like, and then the fact that you had to seal your own son away is crazy. it's like a ticking time bomb for the rest of the season. So because like this is like, all right, we know what's going to happen at some point the rest of the season. This bomb is going to go off, and now there's just that basement. I feel like it's just going to be in the back of our minds, slowly creeping up to when the crap hits the fan at some point, and I'm ready for it. It just adds more tension to the show, and I was all here for it. And they acted really well too.
Oh yeah, we're kind of getting back. I do appreciate these flashback moments. It's very reminiscent of the first season where we would get a little, history and then bring it back to current day. I'm not mad at this. I love this. And we saw somebody unlike Joe, because Joe said, "Not my baby." She said, baby, you gotta stay down there. You gotta stay down there. I gotta seal you up, son. It's in the air. All is lost." Quana, what about you? How did you feel about this intro?
I liked it a lot. We didn't get much of this character in last week's episode. I was like, is that Cassie's drunk mama? But when she drunk on the couch, I was like, girl. And it was interesting, this dynamic, like you said, of having to sacrifice her son for the greater good. Because he was the best at what he did, but he couldn't survive this new threat. And I like the idea that there is this, we're coming back to the cordyceps as being such a major threat. Because in these shows, it's always like the humans, of course, are the bigger threat, and they still are, but it's like to know that we're going to have that kind of rock and a hard place dynamic where they're up in the stakes. It did make me wonder when we're going to get back to the growth in those pipes. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering if there's that connection. I guess I'm predicting that maybe the connection will be that what's in the pipes up in Jackson are going to potentially turn into what's the spores that are in the air at this hospital. And I like that. I like the idea that if that is where they're going, they're starting to plant the seeds of it now. Because I thought that they were just going to forget about it. But I'm like, oh, we're getting something nice. Something nice and something new.
I'm just assuming that everybody's going to mask up. I was going to say that as well. Like, why just this spot? Like, how many? It can't just be here. It has to be multiple spots where it's in the air, even though, because this is years ago. Ashley?
Well, I think what's interesting and what kind of stood out to me, because I love this dialogue between these two veteran women who've been through it all. You can kind of see they're both careworn. They've been down through there. And kind of as she walks away, well, as far as I'm concerned, you did us a service and you should be valued. You're a hero, all that. Meanwhile, we do have down there this threat and this problem that we're just avoiding. And from my knowledge, spores seep through chairs and whatnot. So you have it sealed away, this makeshift sealed away, and it's just screaming for disaster. The understanding I got from the episode, though, is that because this was ground zero, the epicenter of the outbreak, these are the people who've had it the longest. This is where it's been growing the longest. So again, barring, I don't see why the scores haven't escaped basement 1, 2, or 3 yet, because again, the doors are opening. Ellie's running through there like a mad woman. Like,
it's out now if it wouldn't.
You know what I mean? So I think it's only a matter of time. I agree with you, Tyra. I definitely think there will be this mask thing. But again, it just kind of begs, or I guess it makes us question, or not question necessarily, but just reflect on really what the human condition is. And in government and in I want to say, how can I put this and be politically correct? I want to say in like dictatorship environments, or just in politics in general, how people can just brush things under the rug and pretend that the problem's gone when all the while it's going to be the biggest threat that ever comes to you. So I kind of liked that, note and critique of what everyone's going through right now in the world, and the fact that she's just content with it. Yeah, we'll just keep it down there. Maybe one day we'll address it, not like it's not an airborne situation. I don't know, something about it left me wanting, because there is this huge gravity to the situation. Like, you can't, like, it's not going to go away, Buki. Like, it's just going to get worse. So are we waiting for Isaac to come back to take direction from? Or like, I wanted more there. But girl, people get bit every day. People get bit every day, girl. You know what you got to do. He wasn't going to make it.
It's like every other airborne. So, you always wait. We were there for C-19. They always know about stuff before we do. They just choose not to act on it. Then, before it's too late, we all masked up and going to get shots. But why so serious, Ellie? Why so unserious? This is, and I hate that because they are our core, whether we like it or not. Ellie and Dina are our core of the show. I would love to love them, but I find the portions of the episode that I dislike the most, they always involve these two. I had my fill for this. You need me. I'm Dina. I'm useful. Those episodes ago when we got ready to leave and she knew, do you have this? Do you have X, Y, and Z? And I'm coming with you. I love Joel too. Cool. This here, where we're trying to triangulate and map something out to have an entry point to get to Nora. I just want Ellie to be serious. I just don't care. I don't care. Like, I don't know why we are focusing so heavily on Dina. Does she mean more than we know? Are they going to go like off cure from the game and this baby is going to be the new hope? Like, what is it? Because from my understanding, Dina doesn't hold this much, relationship or not, this much weight so much in the game. Because even in this sense, Tommy was here first, and then it was like, oh, I can't leave Tommy out there alone as Ellie. I need to go and go after him, and then we're there. It was never like this. So I don't know. But the way that she was talking to Ellie, and I'm trying to be like, relax. We have to be serious here. We got to focus. Like, be for real. Like, this is that. And we just get more of that in the midst of the conversation with these two. And I just didn't understand why we were making it a point to put Dina in the front as to say, like, she's taking this more serious. And then we have a Pearl Jam session. I didn't need this. Once again, something I'm sure is in the game. I had my feel of the aha take on me last episode. I didn't need it. These moments here are what drag down the show and the momentum for me. They always feel very slow paced. It always feels like we could be utilizing this time to be elsewhere and really push narratives forward. But I don't need the romanticism of it all. Let's just get her done. Ashley.
Unless I'm getting a Joel flashback in this moment, I do not give a damn about this theater, this solo concert, or Dora the Explorer's triangulation method, girl, that you left out in the open so you were so easily tracked that Jesse found you in 5 minutes. It just behooves me that we're even in this spot. Again, this is probably the only note I had in the whole entire episode. These 10 minutes they wasted in that damn theater. Girl, find something safe to do, Dora. I don't give a damn if you can navigate like Christopher damn Columbus. I don't care. I don't care at all. I could care. Tyra, I couldn't care any less. It's not possible. But yeah, they're going to stress her. They're going to put her on a shove her down her throat as usual.
You didn't want this? Because these moments with the guitar are to let us know, like, I'm still thinking about Joel.
No, unless I see Joel, unless I see Pedro, unless I see him, I don't give a damn. I don't, girl. I don't want to see you pluck your 6th string. It's just...
Or Dina's.
I was on the phone. I was doom scroll or hers. Exactly. I don't want to see anything plucked, as a matter of fact. But yeah, I was scrolling on my phone, Tyra. I just had to run it back before this live to make sure I didn't miss anything important, and I didn't. This was so lame and such a missed opportunity. And like I said, I think we're like 13 or 14 minutes into the episode by now, and it's aggravating. We only have 48 minutes. Like, that's all we have. Like, get it out of here.
Corona, what about you? How did you feel about Dina putting her skills, to the test, and Ellie kind of not taking it as serious? Like, no, I don't. You're going to distract me. You're not going to take it serious. You're not handy as I am with mapping out anything. Just stay over there so I can do my work.
I know what they're trying to do. It just doesn't work because they didn't give us enough reason to care about her before we're here. And so when she's doing all this and it's like, okay, I don't really care about the math of it all. I don't need to, like, that's the one thing I like about certain shows, that they don't get too heavy about the science of it all. You can enjoy it because we're not going to all be there with you. So we don't need all of that science of it all, the triangulation, whether she had a protractor or not. I need none of that conversation. That was so unnecessary. And it was just also such a weird space for that conversation to come in at. My niece missed last week's, and she was like, wait, what? well, how did we just jump ship so fast? Like, why is there like this jump in like the way they're talking to each other? It just feels unnatural. And that's all I could think. And then on top of it, you got Ellie running, skipping. She's skipping. She lollygagging. Like she's skipping into the room.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Are you not on a murder mission? Why are you literally? She literally skipped into that room, y'all. And I was like, girl, bye. Why are you turning on all these lights? You know, you got people on the lookout. People could spot you. What Joel would cuss you out right now. What are we doing? The all I could think when we saw the auditorium was it made no sense for that auditorium to be completely bare of bodies. That's all I could think. It made no sense that a space that large during a crisis would have been left empty like that. And there's like no debris or anything. It looks like it has been like recently swept. That took me out of it so bad that they just should have cut that scene, because the rest of it was good, was so much better. But that was trash, that part.
I don't know, Quan. I don't know why these guitar solos have to look like a early 2000s music video. I don't know. Those are the things that I don't like when we're getting into set design. And it's always that with Ellie. When they're out and about and we're sitting here and it's a guitar and we're just in our element, everything looks strategically placed and it looks like a set. Now, when we down and it's dark as hell, it's red and stalkers and then it looks good. Even though it's dark, you still like, oh, okay, I can get into this. This is poor. Dom, were you here for Dina showing you what she's useful for? Like, I can do stuff. Now you can't. You're of no use here. Just go over there and keep yourself busy. She said go find something safe to do while I map the best point of entry.
Look, first of all, I was ashamed because Dora know that she's supposed to put the map in the backpack after she's done with it. So I was she's slipping on her Dora duties. But at the same time, I appreciate the dynamic that they're trying to build. Like Quana said, they didn't build the foundation of their relationship in the beginning of the season for it to really pay off here. But now that we hear, I understand, what they're trying to do, and I was here for it. Like this is, Indiana Jones always got like somebody useful with him. The Han Solo got Leia, who's got to be useful. The Mummy, the Brendan Fraser and Evie, one shoots stuff and one is smart. That's the dynamic we hear. Somebody got to be the shooter. Somebody got to be the smart person, and that's the dynamic we got here. And I'm gonna be honest, I like their relationship. You call when they doing their little cute moments, I was like, it's adorable to me. It seems like teenage romance. I wasn't mad at it. But it could have ended when Ellie walked out the room and they shared their little look. That should have been to me the end of the scene. I need not, like somebody said in the comments, I need not see one more guitar. unless like Ashley said, it's a flashback with Joel playing the guitar. I need not see another string at all. Because at this point, you gave me the last episode, it was clearly from the game. And I think I remember seeing somebody say, like, in the game, you actually play the song, like you actually hitting the notes and something like that. So that was a cool moment for y'all in the last episode. Let's move on now. This is not musical theater. I saw Sinners. I got my music in Sinners. I don't need you to give me no more music. And I'm waiting for Nickelback to play.
At this point,
because I'm like, look at this photograph. I'm like, all right.
I was gonna go extra, be major. It was gonna say you remind. Just sad. It's very, very, very that. I don't need any of that. I don't know if they're trying to like lean more into Ellie's talents as a singer, like put them on display. I don't know, but please don't do this. Let this be the last. And I know that they're trying to reference that she's thinking about Joel, but let's not.
Y'all only got that one memory. Y'all ain't did nothing else.
Now this here, I just want to know who's feeding Shimmer. Are you still feeding Shimmer? I was like, oh, we're doubling down on Dina real hard, like real hard. We're getting into these first kills, and we know that they discussed this previously. And Ellie opted not to say anything about Storm Reed's character, and we go for the second person that we ever killed. And this is where we learn more about Dina, and how did you ever get to Jackson, and why this vengeance means so much. I just don't know why we're here, because I know via the game that this isn't anything that needs to be explained to Ellie. We don't need to push her to let her know why this is so serious or why you should be desiring vengeance for Joel just as much or not giving anybody any courtesy. Maybe we should just move on. Maybe we should. First of all, we're literally in the building and I'm here and we're going to do this. Da, da, da. They literally go 10 paces outside. Oh my God, what am I doing? You're with child. You're pregnant. We need to go back to Jackson. What is that? Why? And then when we have to have Dina in this spew about why this isn't a bad idea, and regardless, because with us mapping it out, conveniently that one spot it's a spot is it's a no-go zone. Well, we might as well take our chances. The red flags are always red flagging. It would make more sense to me because every red flag, every episode has just been giant, whether it's a dead body, whether it's, a group of soldiers, our life will be hanging in the balance. If we had her on this relentless quest for vengeance, and I don't give a damn what the map says, this is about Joel and it's just blind rage, I could get why we would be willingly walking into these situations. It's not that. We're skipping, and oh my God, you love me? Oh my God, you love me? You love me? You love me? Pick me, choose me. When she said you love me, I was like, oh my God, Ellie, Ellie, this is serious. And we have to have Dina reiterate why this is so serious. And, if I had the chance, because, I was frolicking outside as an 8-year-old, much like we're doing now, and my family was murdered. I got there to take out the guy who did it, as an 8-year-old, but okay. But if I had the moment and the chance, would I, continue to go on? Did I have to be there to watch my family die? No, but she was there. You saw what they did to Joel. Take this serious, Ellie. It's like, why do we need to tell her that? Dumb?
Look, like I said, I really like this episode. I just want that to be restated. But this scene was so infuriating because, like you said, if Ellie was on a blind murderous rage, then if Ellie was like, I don't care if I come back, if she was on that type of time, then these decisions would make more sense. But I've reached a point where, and maybe this is why I'm a little bit, the romance doesn't bother me as much as everybody else, because I'm more attached to Dina at this point. I care more about Dina at this point than I do Ellie, because Dina makes more sense in her actions to me, in the sense of like, she's a person who is focused. She's focused on the mission. She's focused on doing it smart. She's planning. She's not rushing in. She's like, hey, let's do this in a way where we can go home after. And Ellie is like, I'm happy, but I'm also reckless. And it's like, well, no, if we want to go home and raise this baby, if you want to be the daddy, well, what are you doing? What are you doing? And we've crossed paths. We've crossed the Rubicon at this point. We've gone past the point where you can be like, go home, because Ellie said, I'll take you home. So y'all gonna walk back from Seattle back to Jackson, and you gonna turn around and come back. This ain't a U-turn situation. What are we doing? And so Ellie at this point is annoying me more than she did in the beginning of the first season. Like Ellie, because Ellie know better, and to me, she's just being inconsistent. But Dina to me is a one-track mind, and everything Dina does to me makes sense. But Ellie is the one that's confusing me. So and Isabela Merced is acting in this show, and I guess that's what bothers me too. Is like she's acting really well, but she's just doing dumb stuff. Like the way she switched from happy to telling that story, and that, look at her face, like that's she can act. She's doing her big one. But it's wasted on Ellie's indecision, and so that's what bothered me about this scene.
They're pouring Dina on us. I'm like, was this even in the game? Like all of a sudden Dina has backstory, and I was like, oh, because as far as I was concerned, Dina had never left Jackson. You've been in Jackson, like, well, this one time in band camp when I was 8, girl. Okay, there's that. I'm happy to see it. This will never make sense to me. As somebody that has been in the trenches as much as Ellie, there's no way that you would not be taking this just as serious. It's not plausible to me. Corner?
Yeah, I did not mind Dina's little backstory, except for it was giving me, a whole lot of show don't tell or tell don't show. And we haven't seen that kind of skill level all the way come out of her. Mm-hmm. But I like the idea of it. I just think the execution of it was poor. The juxtaposition of it would be really good. Like if she's giving this little story and telling her, but I got my vengeance. So I get where you're coming from because you ain't get your vengeance. but she's not giving us vengeance. So where's the vengeance? I don't know why they felt the need to tone down Ellie so much, and she should be raging. We should have gotten like, she did what she did at the town meeting because she had to perpetrate like it wasn't about vengeance. But now that she's out on her own with just her and Dina, and this is the person that you're in love with, why wouldn't you confess and say, I hate them, I want to take them down? Like, why wouldn't it be more of that energy? So that was really bugging me. And again, why are we walking down Main Street? Why are we walking down Main Street? And if Dina is supposed to be the smart one, at some point we haven't seen them put on no more layers. I kind of get if Ellie's personality is she don't have to layer up because she thinks that she is plot armor. She don't have to worry about getting bit. Blase, blase. But Dina don't got that. We ain't seen them find those stuffs, wrap up their arms that got neck all out, just exposed. I guess they got to be ready for when they want to be necking or something. They got to have it be all out and everything. But if I'm in this kind of, y'all know we were closed down during C-19. They got zombies. I need them to act like they got zombies.
They don't. I think once this turns into Girl with All the Gifts and it really gets airborne, maybe we'll start to see them layer up. I don't know.
Not Girl with All the Gifts.
That's where we're going. And they lost in the end. Go take defeat. This is airborne. We don't got nowhere to go but down. Thank you so much, Dane, for the $2 super chat. He said the champ is here. Thank you. Welcome, Ali Dane. Very, very happy always to see you. And Darfalina said with $5, okay. But does everyone feel her love? Do you feel the love? Can you feel the love?
You said XOXO. Hey.
Thank you, Darfalina. Ashley, we getting a little bit more on Dina. What are you here for?
So here's the thing, Quana, not too much on Ellie because she gets there. It's just the journey to arrive.
A lot on her. More than enough on her. Put it on her.
She get there when she see the black lady. Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Not too much. But no, this is trash. Dora the Explorer is a liar. This did not happen. This is not an actual account of events. I don't believe it. Girl, you mean to tell me your 8-year-old She-Hulk out here, you killing mercenaries, girl? Like you that one, right? Here's what happened. She probably accidentally took out her mama and sister, using the blicky the wrong way. Mercenary might have walked in. He probably tripped and fell and broke his neck. I don't believe anything that comes out of her mouth. If she tells me the sky is blue, I need to go outside and check. She's an opportunist, she's a liar, and she's for the streets. It's been determined. It is known, all right? As far as this whole little situation, if it becomes down between fight or run, promise me, Ellie, you're gonna run. Girl, go directly to hell. Immediately. Go to jail and hell. I need her to go back to Jackson. I need Jessie, because like I told y'all, and whoever told me she's not a liability, she's not alive. Dina's not alive. She's a black
Whoever said that?
They told it to me a couple weeks ago. They said it to me in the comments. Don't do that, because who's the first one to get shot? Her. Put her on
yes, it does.
Ride her back to Jackson.
It was a night arrow. That don't count.
Night arrows.
I don't give a damn. She is a liability. Ride her back home, Jessie. Take your woman back since you want to have an attitude. Take her back. And leave me here with Tommy. That's all I got to say. This is trash, mockery, but Ellie's gonna get it back. We see it. We see it.
That's a plausible thing to do. Because what are we doing here? What the heck are we doing here?
What the hell?
Oh, go away. We end up here. There's all the signs. It's feel her love, and then you say, do you feel the love underneath? Because we're not with that. These people have been beefing. These wolves and these scars have been beefing for a long time. You guys are poaching and stepping into something. You have no idea what's coming. And that's outside of the infected. And we're just keeping it going. I'm like, okay, I don't know. Y'all run it up in the chat. Let me know, does it play out like this in the game as we're embarking into them going out into the wilderness and the darkness to die? Does it play out like that? I would love to know. Anybody who plays the game, does it happen? We see all these forewarning signs, and then we wind up here. This was stupid. This was so stupid. Oh gosh. we're like leaning. Oh, look, we're just in the second season. How are we already into Handmaid's Tale plot armor? Like, how did we get there so quickly? We all the way over there. This is Handmaid's Tale. Like, this is plot armor so heavy. I had already spoke on it when we got, oh, we need for the infected to come through to save you from yourselves. This situation here, the way that they just walked in here to die, we have all these stalkers. Stalkers and stupidity. I just feel like they deserve each other. There's no tact. There's no skill being shown. No plan. Just oh god, they're just ignorant fools. I just hate seeing them together. The quicker they separate, the better. I really hope Jesse, who we have, I think the next slide, take the lady home. Take her wherever she needs to be to birth that baby. Take her on back to Jackson before stuff really hits the fan and it gets airborne and everybody needs to be masked up for the next years moving forward. Get her out of here. They are instantly surrounded and life is just hanging in the balance. I don't know what's up with the show. Nobody can shoot anymore. Aim is off. Nobody's actually shooting anything. It's just air. We have what I don't know look like to be at least 5 stalkers in this one setting. And somehow we managed to be safe from this situation. But it's like no sense of like, oh, clear and present danger. We just walk into it. They do this in the game. Is there no skill? Is there no tact? Is there no shooting? Is there no plan to where, oh, we have this really smart plan, but whoa, we're surrounded. No, we went into this zone like, oh, this is just being skipped over the map. I don't know, but we're going to go in and head first. Did you not have a plan? Y'all already not stealth. They're just dumb. They get on my damn nerves. Quana?
I have reckoned with the fact that they're just bound to get Ellie wherever she needs to be at the end of this to catch up with the game. And we're just along for the ride because there are things they could do to make the show interesting without giving her such heavy plot armor. And in it, again, I go back to the idea, fine, give Ellie the plot armor. She can't get bit. She can get shot though. She can get, but she can't get bit. Okay, fine. But Dina is literally just standing there looking shocked and surprised half of the time. And so none of it makes any sense. Yeah, this is like, it's giving, the shooting skill in this is giving season 1 of The Walking Dead when no one learned to shoot yet because they hadn't met Rick and Rick hadn't taught them how to shoot. It's given that, except for we know there was a 5-year time jump where both of these women have been learning how to shoot. So yeah, no. I was really over this whole, like I said, walking down Main Street, I just was like, I'm hanging on. I'm hanging on for Ashley and Ty because I'm about to be like, turn the TV off. Why are we doing stupid stuff? And it gets worse before it gets better in this episode. And going into the hospital or the warehouse was we're just busting in, just doors with loudness, noise. There's not an army that could possibly come and kill us that I watched kill my play daddy. Out here, no, there's not any of that. It's like they forgot that they were actually like hunting people.
And then we get, back to that liability because as soon as we're in this setting, we're not thinking about us having each other back. We're going to go back to back and watch. Oh no, Dina, get in there. I got to save you and save this seed. Get out of my face. Ashley.
So, I mean, it's par for the course. I was excited to see the stalkers. And so maybe that suspended my reality in the moment. Because I mean, Dina, I want Dina to go the long way. Like I'm ready for her to go. I know they're not going to give that to me. But I mean, I think it's realistic to find yourself in this situation because they don't scout. Like, she's triangulating, but you haven't gone and scouted out anything or tiptoed around. You make all the noise. It doesn't surprise me that they would find themselves in this type of situation. And I mean, again, you had to suspend reality because we know it was like 15 of them stalkers, 30 of them stalkers. Ellie would have been majorly injured and Dina would have been dead. They were opening up cages. They're opening up bottle openers. They know how to read. Like, we're not messing around. moment, I just suspended reality and enjoyed the stalkers of it all. Like, I loved when that one was on top and jumped all the way down. I was like, "Ooh, let's get it, let's go." But yeah, listen. I just turned off my brain for a moment in this scene because we know, Dina. Come on, girl. Like, it was so dumb. And then my question was, okay, Jesse comes in and gets them off of Ellie, but the people were still about to come into the cage with you, sis. So then what happened? Like, all of a sudden, everyone's just safe.
Everybody just stopped. The stalkers just, they went to bed. It was time
Like,
to go.
I don't know. Again, like I said, you just have to suspend your reality for the moment and enjoy the stalkers of it all. That's what I did in this scene.
I don't know. She acts like she doesn't know how. What about all that Django training we did in the woods in the forest last season? It was all in the snow.
I don't know what happened to her skills. She
Like
lost
she
it.
was with Christoph Waltz. It was out there shooting. You know what? It's fine. Dumb.
Look, again, I like this episode. I need to keep reiterating that I like this episode. And this warehouse scene was incredibly shot. Because HBO be struggling with dark stuff, with dark scenes, and not being able to let me see what's going on. I like this scene. This was a great cinematic scene. But why are we here? That my thing is when she triangulated, it was like, all right, this is the one spot. It's this warehouse. But why are they not patrolling it? Oh, because it's full of stalkers and clickers and stuff. But we need not go there because we got 2 pistols. And then before we get in there, we decide we ain't gonna use the pistols. So it's like, why is that the decision? Because there's more than 3. And from a character standpoint, it does track with their behavior because this is how they did when they broke into the supermarket when they was on patrol and they're the only 2 that went in the supermarket. That was dumb too. And this is dumb to the 3rd power. And I just but it doesn't. I guess that's not real character development, or that's not, because it's like telling me that these characters do dumb stuff doesn't explain why though. I don't understand, because also they didn't learn from that. They didn't be like, you remember when we almost got ate by that one smart clicker? It's probably, let's not do that again. I like
to talk. Oh, this is the one that it bit me. Well, I couldn't tell you it bit me.
Right, and I couldn't use that information. It's like that one, because that one stalker, the smart one, got me. So maybe let's be a little bit more careful, because I lost that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, had I been a regular person, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But it was well shot, and I think they dumbed down, because I think they dumbed down Ellie too much, even in her capability. Because I get Dina being ineffective in combat, because again, she's the Eevee and their mummy returns mummy dynamic, but Ellie is supposed to be Brendan Fraser, and so I'm expecting when this scene happens, Ellie to be taking out three stalkers and Dina to be struggling with 1. You know what I'm saying? She'd be like, I can only handle 1 at a time, and Ellie is popping them. That's what I'm expecting. But it's just 2 teenage girls about to die. And I'm like, I could go watch Scooby-Doo for that. And so, so this was, I don't like how they nerfed Dina so much. I mean, Ellie so much. I don't get it.
I know it's very jinkies out here. I don't know what's happening. And I did want to see some more action from the stalkers. We had so many of them in that one setting. I wanted to see, some action take place, but we were saved very quickly. Her whole life flashed before her eyes. It was like, oh, it was very come with me if you want to live. See, if you don't get up, get off the ground. you need to protect that seed. How you gonna be a father? That's why we need Jesse. Jesse comes in. She's like, oh my God. Jesse, how did you find us? Well, hell, you left the whole trail. Y'all been jazzing it up down Main Street like it's Mardi Gras. Wasn't hard to find. Having baguettes and stuff, walking down the parade with Shimmer. And yeah, you left the whole trail, the whole map. Let's be glad that it was Jesse and not somebody else. But he comes in there shooting and he saves the day and briefly says, Tommy's here too. But for whatever reason, they split up. Okay. All right, so we got it. Tommy's here. Come on. Tommy's here. But it's not like we're here to join in and we're here to fight because we're feeling that vengeance for Joel. We're here to talk y'all out of your insanity. We're here to bring y'all home. And I think you should go with them. I do. But it's like, oh no. Before we can even utter how we're not going home and how we're handy capable, first of all, we have these scars. And I know that this is unfamiliar. The scars are very interesting. I do like that they're more so primitive. Even when we got the little radio and the transmitter, where what about them? It's like, well, no, it's not even a chance that they would hear us because they don't believe in tech and even hell looks to using flashlights. They have torches. It's very primitive old world behavior, but the way she looked when they gutted this wolf, it was like, oh, these ninjas real out here. Oh God, they mean business. Like, what did you think you were out here doing, Ellie? It was like, oh my God, the horror, the brutality. I didn't know. Like, why didn't you tell me this man rolls like this? Like, what? I didn't know they were out here doing, slitting people from the rooter to the tutor. You saw these people hanging, last episode. You saw them. It was the look on her face, and then it's just like you're uttering, trying to tell me where you're not going and why we need this revenge, and I'm gonna avenge Joel. And the last place I'm trying to go is Jackson. Meanwhile, you can't protect your seed. You're looking like I ain't know they roll like this. Oh, they really killing people out here. Oh my God. And then Dina gets shot in the leg. Jesse just snatched them both up by the collar and dragged their asses back to Jackson at this point. Like, strap, you know how they had lassoed and had dead Joel tied to that horse? Tie their ass to Shimmer and drag them back to Jackson because they know not what they do. Ashley?
Yeah, Jesse comes to save the day and show Ellie who the man is, I guess, because Ellie's even getting beside herself. You did well, Jesse, how did you get it? Well, to save you. Well, we were fine until we weren't. It just was like, and this is kind of the issue with Ellie's character that we've seen in this season. It's like, for her, being a queer woman who's been fully, or person, excuse me, who's been fully accepted by her father, Joel, she got to just be and exist. But whenever I see her in relationship to a man, it feels like there's this need to compensate or be bigger or be better. And I think with the romantic dynamic, it's also, it's being just pushed for me. I told y'all this was going to end up being a throuple. It's going to be a very messy, stinky situation. Ellie wasn't going to be able to carry that bruised girl out them people's woods. But can we talk about how we get into the woods in the first place? When I see an armed battalion who refused to go into this wooded area, I think I might have just kept trying to run straight a little bit. Like, I think I would have tried to find another hideout. Or if I am going to go into the woods, I don't think I would have went in as brazenly and as loud. And if Dina would have thrown up again when she saw that man's entrails pour out, I would have screamed and hollered at the TV. I was hoping the arrow went somewhere else. I was hoping that Dina would have been eliminated in this moment. But I'm here for the Seraphites. I want to know about the lore. I want to know who the prophet is. I want to know why they're so gung-ho, because this man is pleading for his life. Like, I'll do whatever you say. And they're like, well, soon you'll be, food for our master, and all will be well with the world. I was like, he doesn't get a chance to bow down, to repent, to do anything. It's over. That's what I want to lean into, these Cape Crusaders. And then are we, what happens next? I guess this just kind of got my wheels turning. Is Jesse going to abscond with Dina and just go on and take her back while Tommy meets up with Ellie later on in the season? I hope that's what happens. I hope this is my last time having to see Dina this season. But I'm here for the Seraphites. I want to know more.
I don't think so. Unless Ellie says outright, you know what, just go with Jesse. Like, know it on with child. Unless she bursts that out and then Jesse's like, oh, I'm going to be a dad, or like, what? Like, unless that's that. And it's like, I can see Dina. I'm not leaving her. I'm not leaving Ellie. I don't see that. I do really like these scars. The Seraphites are very, very interesting. I love the correlation they have with the wolves, because we saw the same thing when, according to that comment, Ellie became Rambo in that episode, and took down that grown man with her thigh grip, whatever that was. We had that, and it was very cutthroat. Women, children, babies, I don't give a damn who's in here, they need to die. If these Seraphites roll up on any of them, there will be no talking. As far as I'm concerned, if you're not a Seraphite, you're a wolf, you're an enemy, you're dying immediately. So I do like the threat there. They're very, very interesting. Dumb?
I love the Seraphite, and they low-key, I didn't realize they winning. Like, it was like we saw that one group that was going away, but it's like the Wolves got their bunker and they right there in y'all front yard. They right there, and it's like with y'all don't go in the park. And so I like the fact that they're a little bit more on even footing than I originally thought. And I want to know because the prologue to this episode, the beginning bookend, it was a time jump that was some years ago. I'm wondering if the lady who sealed the room, is she the prophet? Did she leave and then now she the prophet, and she was telling them because she know that it's a pressure cooker down there, so she like it's coming. I don't know why she didn't lead her people away from Seattle if that's the case, so maybe not. But but I want to know more about the Seraphites. I do think I would be surprised if we see Dina and Jesse next episode, only because I think that because Ellie's still in the hospital, and I'm wondering if we're gonna get like a solo episode of Ellie in the hospital, and then Tommy will show up at some point, and it'll just be like an Ellie and Tommy episode. That's what I'm hoping for. But at this point, and I know I'm in the minority, and that'd be fine. Forget y'all. To me, Dina is a more interesting character than Ellie at this point. And I know that her introduction was weird, but if one gotta go, like, yeah, no, because I still want the baby to go because I don't like babies in post-apocalyptic. So let the baby go, but let baby and Ellie go. Let the baby and Ellie go. Just let Dina be immune too. Let Dina be immune too. Now we got two saviors, so we got to spare, and we don't go. We done already took out one main character. HBO go on, take out another one, and gonna give me Dina because she is a more. I don't know. I like it. Ellie getting on my nerves.
That is a problem within itself. Ellie is the main attraction for the show.
Every scene she in at this point, I'm like, can we please? Because the vengeance ain't satisfying. The dialogue is okay. I don't know. I guess I don't know. Ellie ain't giving me a reason to root for her. That's the problem. I understand who Dina is, at least based off of what she's saying. I understand the character that she presents to us. Ellie is too conflicted and inconsistent of a character. Like, she can have conflict, but to me, she's too inconsistent of a character for me to root for her. I'm like, because I really just want you to go home, little girl. And I'm not, because Abby, as much as I didn't want Joel to die, I understood Abby in them 2 episodes. I was like, Abby on the mission. I got Abby. Ellie, I'm not on the same page, so I don't.
I love the chat. They're like, y'all and like you non-game players, y'all are so wrong. That's not what's about to happen here.
Well,
Quana.
Okay, so a couple of things. One, I like the Seraphites. I think it's interesting. I just it's giving me, dang, Tyra, we gotta get you to watch Game of Thrones. It's giving me Game of Thrones a little bit because I don't know, since they only did the 2 games, right? It makes me wonder if they have enough material to go beyond this. And what I think I'm seeing them do with the Seraphites, right, is you got this extremist group, and they're pretty much like, this is the law, and we're not taking nothing else. If you don't follow the law, you get your inward, your gut slashed, your intestines on the ground. That's how it is. And Ellie needs to see that and realize you can't have those kinds of extremes. If this is her coming of age saga that we're following, she got to see that. She was like, oh snap, I like that. But my problem is, can she get close enough to them to really grasp what what's driving that? Are we going to see that? Or is she supposed to just pick that up? Because otherwise, what's the lesson she's supposed to get from witnessing that? Or is it just that we got this extra faction that's like fight? I don't know what they're going to do with them. So I'm a little nervous that they're not going to execute what they've set up, but I like them. Thank God Jesse's behind showed up. I was like, who is it? Is it Jesse? Is it Tommy? Is it Jesse? I was like, well, about time somebody with some competency shows up on the scene. And is that really, because Dina was just gonna be there, and nothing Ellie won't be able to do. She couldn't slap her on her shoulder and run, nothing. And I was just like, Ellie, can you bob and weave, girl? Can you stop, drop, and roll? Do something. I was so glad when she found that little hobble. I was like, girl, you about to get got for real. I do wish, though, I think seeing all of this and seeing the lack of, I don't know, visceral with Ellie, I really wish that Tommy had been with her. I know enough about the game to know that that's how it played out. And I really wish he had been with her when the whole Joel situation happened, because I think we needed someone else close to Joel to kind of like really give her that balance. Dina doesn't give her that enough. And so I really wish we had gotten Tommy. But yeah, I like the scars though. I mean, I can't wait to see what happens when we get Isaac back. That's what I really want to see. I want to see that jump off a little bit more.
If Tommy was here, we would be having a whole different conversation.
We would.
I even would have liked that as a callback to the first season where Joel felt like he was at the end of his old man rope and I've taken her as far as I can. And Tommy, this is where you take it from here. But she just had that strong attachment. Like, you're not leaving me. You're going to leave me like all the mother suckers I made famous. You're not going to take me all the way. And of course, he doesn't take her and he says that with Maria. But like, yeah, in the game, Maria gives her blessing and everything, and it's like, Tommy, go. I was like, I kind of would have been here for that. I want to see that. But we currently have 80 people in this live. I'm going to give you guys a moment to hit that like button, show some love, maybe even click over and go subscribe to some of the people on the panel that you haven't subscribed to before. And we are going to come right back, y'all.
This ain't what you project, this ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. 60 minutes. I just wanna rock. I just wanna rock. Body yada yada. Shorty got that body yada yada. Hit it once, no time. Set up, fuck, you gon' kill my vibe. Stand on my money, don't know my side. Pick them sides, and you better choose wisely. That's my high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my high. This ain't what you project. This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. 60 minutes.
Watching this episode, I was thinking about Dom and Quana where they were talking about Jeffrey writing them salary. They said, yeah, y'all not go. Y'all thought y'all was going to get Jeffrey again.
But why? See why we didn't have him in this episode? Because they had to pay. They can't pay for both. They can't pay for both in one episode.
You thought you were going to get, no, we could get a little Jeffrey, and then we'll come back to him if need be. But right now, you're going to get some Nora. Shoot her. No, shoot her. We have, Ellie get away by the skin of her teeth in this tree stump, and hiding, and she continues to forage on by herself because we're getting to Nora. We're getting to her. In the midst of getting to her, it's the details for me. And I don't care if it's in the game. This Ellie doesn't have an olive branch to stand on to be distracted because you said something kind. And, I think about, that situation with Joel. Sometimes I sleep about it. And I just, like, and she throws whatever, that liquid in her face. Like, stand on business. Stand on big business, Ellie. This is when I need, like, the to come through. Like, I was feeling a little like, girl, don't let this help distract you with some kind words about Joel. Girl, shoot her in the kneecap, okay? In the midst of this, as much as we were trying to avoid that floor because, the toxic fumes and virus is airborne and we don't go down there, the immediate thought, because she's blocked. Nora's blocked off because nobody can shoot. Nobody can shoot. It's so many wolves in this building, but they just can't seem to shoot or injure Ellie to stop her. And we're between a rock and a hard place. We have to go on down here to the floor. But I'm like, girl, you already knew what was down there. But I'm thinking, since she knew, maybe this is probably the end of the road for me, I'm going to go out, in my own way and take her with me since she's here for Abby and whoever else took down Joel. But we get down there, and this was, like, beautiful. I was like, look at this design. Yes, this is what I like about the show. Like, let's go. It looks so good down there. It looks so good down there. I like it. I like it. I love it. This was where they shined as far as graphic design in the show, in the sets. It looks really, really good. And I like that they remembered the detail to have the the lady we saw earlier, her son down here, and he's just connected and they're just breathing. And it's just like, it just looks so dangerous. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was happy that we got there and we got to visually see it. Now, how we got there, I wasn't, don't let nobody distract you. I didn't need that. I wanted her to be out for blood, but we didn't shoot her and we got to see all of it in its glory. Quana?
The production design, hats off. I definitely need to see them get like some Golden Globe nominations because they definitely did their big one, especially with the attention to detail for the cordyceps and the zombies in this episode. So that was hands down the best. I like the little scuffle between her and Nora, and yet was I sad? Yes, because it's Tati, and I love Tati so much, and I always like to see Tati booked and busy, but Tati stay having a job. She is literally, I feel like she's like the Kiki Palmer of post-apocalyptic and spooky shows. They gonna always book her in a Chilling Sabrina 100 something. Mm-hmm. So I know she gonna come back. But it was really like, again, dumb Ellie. Like, Ellie, you are literally on the hunt to kill this person's, ace cocoon. Why are you sitting here like basically turning your back on her and letting the little soft words get you so that you can get splashed? Like, that was dumb. It was just dumb. Like, I need you to go in there and be a little suspicious, please. Have your guard up just a little bit. So yeah, that was dumb to me, but I was sad to see Tati go a little bit. I was like, I wanted to really see a little bit more. Like, dang, they can't pay two of us at one time though, so we can't get Jeffrey back if they gotta pay another one of us, I guess.
We can't. What part of the teenage binges is this, Dawn? Why was she distracted in that moment and we have to have a whole shootout that's not actually a shootout because we don't shoot anybody, but we did get the visual that we wanted?
Well, look, because Tati was being all soft and talking all emotional, and Ellie is a marshmallow at the end of the day. Ellie is susceptible to any soft talking, whoever's gonna do it, because she's soft. And Tati was doing the best acting in the show since Jeffrey Wright, and so that just had a magical effect. Yeah, I'm mad that Tati need her own show. They need to go and get her something to do and get her a consistent check. I'm tired of her show hopping. But don't give her old stuff. But like you said, the set design was great. This was the most understandable Ellie has been, only because she been strumming that guitar in her feelings this whole time. So yeah, as soon as somebody pull on one of them heartstrings, you fold and you get distracted. And to me, that was accurate. That them stormtroopers that were shooting at her. Which she had the zigzag. She did the brand start and running a straight line.
Yep.
Nobody shot her. I was like, Jesus. And these wolves, y'all scared of these wolves? Yeah, I can't see why. It was, and then when we get to the basement, it was such a good scene. It was lit well. The design was well. And I like I said, I don't play the game, but I could tell when you had these bodies stuck to the wall, breathing out the spore. I was like, oh, I feel like I'm playing a video game when she was walking through, and it's just spraying spores in it. And I was like, oh, this is top notch. This is really where the budget went. Budget went here and for Joel at the end, and we can't pay you niggers when we got Joel on the budget. We got Joel on the budget and the set design. Somebody got to go. And no, this was fun. This was the highlight of the episode for me.
Well, Ashley, how did you feel about this? Because this is, beautiful to see, but if it wasn't for Ellie, at least this sector would have still been, sealed off. But us running down here and Tati of it all, now it's open. You think Ellie's going to go back? Oh, this is airborne. Let me seal everything back up. I care about the public. Let me make sure. I got a baby coming. I need to reseal.
They say it doesn't work out. It say it has to be spread by somebody who's infected, but not too much. Again, Ellie came through at the end. Y'all are focusing on the wrong things, all right? Because my girl Ellie, this is who Ellie is, y'all. Ellie ain't always been the sharpest crayon in the case. You know what I'm saying? She hasn't always been that. I liked it. I liked the slow build. I liked the let me talk to you and see what's going on. I even liked the splash and the run around, because then we got to see Tati go through the change. I was here for all of it. Torture her, Ellie. Let her know that you are the one with the power, that you actually have the cure. Let them know. And this was actually probably the most pivotal scene of the episode because we find out what all the animus was that Ellie had with Joel at the end. She did know. Again, eventually he told her what had happened. I love this. And the fact that I don't give a damn and let me get this bar and let me beat the brakes off of you. I loved everything about that final scene that we have with her and Tati. Get the bald-headed heifer out of here. I was ready for her to go. As far as the cordyceps, the air, the spore, I loved it. I too felt like I was walking through the video game. I'm not mad at Ellie in this last scene, y'all. I'm not, because she's still a teen. She's still Ellie. She's never been without flaw. But I liked how I feel like she's getting back to the purpose by the end of this episode. I feel like, where's Abby? All right, you're not going to tell me. Where's Abby? Let's keep going. But I liked it. It was to me, it was on par with who Ellie is. She's
I don't
not
know. She
perfect.
needs a voice coach or something. I'll go over there with Dom for that. Like if it was Dina and she came in here just off voice alone and said, "Where's Abby?" I probably would have believed it. I don't. It just feels. I don't know. It's like, where's Abby? I'm like, what? Can you just give me some? I don't know if she's some bass. I don't know what it is. It's just something where I just don't believe Ellie. I just don't. Even here, like it's like this is your moment, and this just isn't. I could see if this was the random, because Abby had a select few there. If these were if this was like the man who was like, oh no, Manny, don't stomp her in the gut or kill her, get off of her. Or if this was the one who was holding the backpack and was trying to put Dina down easily, the ones who were more off cure and off hand. Nora is the one who held you down, put her whole knee in your back, and made you watch that. Like, she was hands-on with you. There's no time to look away. I don't need none of that. Don't put that in my face again. Next episode, she better be putting 10 on 20 and blowing ninjas away. I don't want to see none of that. Let's go. But, as you said, even the squat here, when somebody down bad and you do like the movie squat in their face, I need to believe your squat. I need to believe your squat. I was here for this scene and, us getting a little bit more ruthless. And like you said, we got some information, kind of having her Abby moment. It was a transition because just like Joel and all of this and what are you? We only want to give so much. No, I want you to know before you get out of here. Yes, it's really me. I am that B. And I know all about that. I know about him. I know what he did. And I don't care. Because what a heifer at. I was here for that. I was here for the dialogue. I want it from somebody a little bit more believable? Absolutely. But, all the drama, the red lighting, turning on the breakers and us beating her with the pipe. I was here for it. But I need a little bit more conviction. And I don't feel like I'm getting it. I don't believe Ellie right now in this role, in this vengeance. And I don't know if it's just off center because we have so much of her goofing around and not being as serious. So right now it's just like, oh, now we're kicking it into overdrive because I guess now we have our visual, this person in our face. But I needed more. I really wanted us to see her shoot her in the head or something. I need something. I need something like really like over the top. Like, whoa, I didn't expect Ellie to do that. Like stomp her in the face. Like, I don't know. Do something bold and brutal. Get some of them scars energy. Get some of that. Because this, I need more than your Rick Grimes squat. You ain't about that life. Quana.
One, I don't know if this was in the game, but the choice to put this in red lighting was so smart. Mm-hmm. Dom mentioned earlier, HBO is notoriously bad with shooting dark scenes and having it be too dark to be seen. And this was the right amount of lighting, but gave us that sinister feel that I think helped to carry it for where it was missing.
That's what I'm saying. They need that. They need all these bells, whistles, and tricks to try to get into this facade that, you're going to believe this over the real.
They did. They needed that. So it was a smart choice.
I don't want you to need that. I want you to pull it on your own, and she's not.
I will agree with that. I think she couldn't carry it on her own. So I like that, she had a little bit of that going. Aside from that, though, it is kind of like, overkill. I don't know that she really thought that Nora was going to give up anything, being that she's dying. Like a dying person isn't giving up squat. They know that they're dying. They're not giving up squat. So that part was a little bit like, you know. But I like this. I think this is where it started turning around for me a little bit in this moment.
I don't know. I don't know if it's something. I'm disconnecting with her acting. Like it seems like when we go into, I guess, a bit of rage mode, Ellie's immediate thing is just to buck her eyes, and we're having a stare off. And where's Abby? I was like, I need something else. I need a little bit more. That Dom, how'd you feel about this scene?
I think Ellie, because I think Ellie scene when she's raging and stuff like that, and in the red lighting to symbolize she's bloodlusted and all this type of stuff. I think it translates a little differently because Ellie is growing. It's like a steady descent into this personality instead of a switch flipping. Because like with Abby, when Abby was squatting at the grave, she didn't need all of this. We had sunlight. It was a beautiful day, and she turned to look at the camera, and I got scared. And so, but that was a little different because one, Abby's already a soldier. She's already, she's already kind of trained, and then that was more of when she saw her dad's brains on the floor, a switch flipped. So it was more of a transition. I think for whatever reason, I thought when we got the death of Joel scene and Ellie is screaming, "I'm going to kill you! I'm going to kill you!" I thought that was the switch flipping, so I thought we was going to get that level throughout. But it seems like we're seeing more of like the erosion of Ellie's innocence as we get closer and closer to Abby. I think that's what this is, and I think this was just one big step towards that. But I felt it though when she squat down with the red light over. I was like, all right,
the erosion of innocence. We didn't feel it when the pastor tried to take your cookies in the burning fire. All right, or if you weren't taking your cookies, they was about to eat you. All right, yeah. And Ashley, you were here for all of this, of course. So
I liked it. I did, and I agree with Dom. I think this is the evolution of Ellie, and I think we are always reminded that she's a child. I mean, at every point, we're reminded that she's still in this weird post-adolescent stage, right? It made sense to me. I think this is her first vendetta kill in this situation, and I think we'll see her progress. I do. I believe in Bella. I know Bella Ramsey as an actress is actor is capable of it. So I'm gonna pray and I'm gonna encourage her because I really did enjoy this.
I'm gonna have to watch the show because I have seen a couple scenes of her from Game of Thrones, and I honestly wasn't impressed. I will say, clutch your pearls, dumb. I said what I said.
Because what?
I wasn't. I don't know.
Also, context. The context of a lot of her scenes.
Some context missing that I need to, of course, watching the whole show. I think my main issue is that we have all watched enough TV and we've seen, Vengeance and Vendettas. I have not played any games. I do not know how this ends, and I could be wrong. But with the way that we are constructing her, I can see her getting all the way to Abby and letting Abby live. And I don't like that. I hope that's not what this is. That's where I feel like we're going. I feel like we're going to go on this quest and we're going to, how you build up this character and it's just like, oh, they're descending. And, once we get to this person, it's just going to be da, 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 da. And then because your heart was never really there because you are so innocent and you are young and you do want to frolic in the streets because it's Mardi Gras in New Orleans, you know what I mean? And we're going to get there and she's not going to follow through. And I don't want to think that. I want to think that when you do see Abby, it's on. That's what I want to see. I feel like when she sees Abby, and I could be wrong. Hell, I don't know if she sees Abby. I don't know if Abby dies at the hands of somebody. I don't know. I feel like she isn't going to follow through.
Having not seen the ending or played the game, I fear, Tyra, that you might, if it goes the way it should go, you're going to be disappointed because Joel was still kind of wrong. Like he was right because it was his kid, but he was still kind of wrong for the world that they're in. And I feel like like also I mean, I'm just saying, because this is morality, like they're playing, this is what they're presenting us. I will say the thing that makes Bella's acting, aside from maybe her acting is just not as strong as I was hoping it was going to be, it's a little fair, but the pacing is throwing this off a bit. And I think if we had gotten an episode where even if she was hospitalized, but we saw her wrestling with her emotions, like after she'd gotten beat down and after Joe had died, if we gotten that episode, because it jumps too far to her just being kind of okay with things instead of us really seeing her in the struggle of it. And imagine if we had seen her in the struggle, but she physically can't do anything. She can't leave because I think that would have been better.
Y'all get me in the chat with these sealed lips, like seal them. I watch a lot of freaking TV, especially movie. I love a good revenge movie. I know this story. I don't think she's gonna follow through. I think we're following her to get there, and
she's gonna let it go.
Well, but I think this may be, and like I said, I don't know the game either. But I think that because a lot of what the show is doing is following game mechanics. I think that this is. I'm hoping that Ellie is on a mission to the boss. You see what I'm saying? So Abby is the boss, right? And so I got to get through like the lieutenants and the captains so I can kill the boss. And I'm hoping the narrative, the TV aspect of it is we see more and more Ellie's descent with each person she kills as she get closer to Abby. And what I would.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
she's gonna get there.
Is Abby really the boss though? Is Abby really the boss, or is they presenting
the boss like for Ellie in this moment? We know who the boss is.
Yeah, she's the little boss. So is she gonna bypass her in order to contend with the big boss, which is this? Is the world, the dynamics of this world, and do they? It's kind of like Walking Dead. Like at the end of the day, think about people were let down by that, but it's kind of like, do they just kill everybody? Do they do what Rick was doing, not letting anybody in, or does he have to open up and let people in like how Carl wanted? And I feel like that's what Ellie is going to get us to. We're going to get that. I just want to gird your loins in case that's what they give us.
It's because it's this tit for tat, like, how much growth are we if we get there? Because it's virtually the same. I'm coming at you because you took the most important person in the world. You took my father. Okay, I'm coming back because you took my father. If she does that, then you're fully transitioned into, you're just Abby 2.0. And it just seems like Ellie would get there and go like, I'm not you. Like, and just let her go. Like, I don't know.
If they do some, I'm gonna end the cycle type stuff. I'm gonna throw this whole show away. I promise you. If Ellie get to the end and be like, this is a cycle of violence and I gotta end it.
Yeah,
I'm cutting the whole show off.
Abby gotta die. There's no way.
Abby gotta die.
And then the baby, it's just like, I need to believe that there's good in the world. And
what needs to happen is Ellie goes. Her descent is so complete. Is that after she kills Abby, then Dina doesn't recognize her. That's to me the only purpose of their relationship and them being so close is at the end of this, when Abby does die, then she looks at Dina and Dina doesn't know who she's looking back at. And now you got to contend with that.
I love that. You
want her to become Daenerys? Okay, I'm sorry. No spoilers.
It would make more sense. And it would make more sense.
I would love that. I'm just saying, from the years of TV and movies, that's what I'm seeing here. That's why I'm like, maybe that's a hindrance to why I don't believe her fully. I see somebody getting all the way there and we didn't kill Manny and this one and that one. And then we get there and I'm not you. I'm better than this. Girl.
She's going to become Rick. She's going to become Rick and she's going to let Negan live.
Man.
I'm sorry. I'm predicting it now.
I'm telling you.
He has like a Walking Dead stand, but it's going to happen.
We've seen, especially a good end of the world, infected apocalypse type situation. This is what we do because we still have to tap into some type of humanity. That's why she was just so, I'm going to be a daddy, and there's hope, and that's why we cling to places like Jackson. We want to get back to the humanity. What is that if you go and we do tit for tat? You kill my dad, so I killed yours, and now I'm just as bad as Abby. She's not going to do it. If she does, that'll make it better, but I just don't see it right now.
Make it better.
But we get here and we're rolling over because we're in the hospital and kind of not because we're back home. And it's, hey, kiddo. And I was like, it was like water in the desert. I was like, Joe, I literally let out all the Joe, I think, because you know I've been waiting for us to fade to them sepia tones and for us to get real Joel flashbacks. I am thinking that the next episode, if it's not going to be all flashback, then maybe majority flashback, and we're really getting into, yes, I know what Joel did, and da 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 da, and we're getting into the beef and the breakdown of it all, and how we wound up with her no longer living in the home, and all this distance and this tension, and maybe getting into the last things that they said to each other. Like, did you go on the porch and talk to Joel? Did y'all have a guitar session? Like, what happened? Like, how did it all really escalate, and how did it end before it all ended with Joel? That would be great. I am kind of weary of it because as much as I love and miss me some Joel, we only have 2 episodes left. We only have 2 episodes left, so if we fixate on a flashback for the majority, like, where does that leave us to go in the last episode? That's only my concern. But I was happy to see Joel come through the door. Ashley?
Girl, they can give us a whole episode of Joel next episode. It'll be fine. Damn it, they already ruined most of the season anyway. But here's the thing: I need y'all to you need to have a little bit more optimism, Tyra. I need you.
Me, of all people, you know who I am.
Yes, I
Struggle is
need
real.
you to put on some rose-colored glasses and have hope in this system that we're gonna get revenge. If Ellie doesn't damn do it, Tommy will. Somebody. Abby's got
Maybe. No. I'm not saying nobody. It could be Tommy. I'm saying it won't be her.
I don't know. I don't believe that. I'm gonna stick by my girl's side until I can't anymore, or whatever. This person's side until whatever. It was good to see Pedro. It's good to see you, Buki. I was so here for this. I can't wait. We do need him. At least if they're not going to give us the whole entire episode as real estate for Joel in this flashback, fine. Give me 15 minutes. Give me 20. Give me half the episode because I need that. I need to know what we missed in these 5 years of utopia. I think this was a nice callback. Of course, this is going to take Ellie to a different place. I'm really curious about how this is going to tie into who she is present day and what she's going to pull from it, because they're not doing this for nothing, right? She's going to glean something from this flashback experience. I hope it's words of wisdom. Vic said it in the comments. Like, I hope he doesn't tell her he doesn't want to be revenged. Joel wants to be revenged. Joel didn't change in death. He wants it back in blood. Do it, Ellie. You're that girl. Like, you got this. And I can't wait. And yes, I at least give me half a next episode. We can do it. It's fine. They've done worse. Give me Joel for 30 minutes at least next week, Tyra. At least 30 minutes. That's all I ask.
Dom, hey kiddo.
This was the most irritating. This is the part of the episode that irritated me, because I would have been fine if you started next episode with this scene, but to me to end this episode on such a light note, to me, took all the air. I didn't need a deep breath. I was holding my breath at the red light district scene, and then it should have been just credits. It should have been just credits, and I had to sit with that emotion. But for you to kind of take the air out of it a little bit and be like, and show me this nice, beautiful scene, I would have rather you start the episode next week with this scene, and so I can start on a high note and then bring me back to wherever hell Ellie's actually in present day. But I mean, it's always good to see Pedro. But also, so this scene didn't do anything for me as far as the episode. And then also, this is too much Pedro budget. So that's why that's why we had to take Tati out. That's why we couldn't get Jeffrey right, because it was too much Pedro budget. You know, he made $1 million for that half a second. I can't. That was half the episode budget. I was here. I was mad. I was like, what?
It's got to be the opposite, Dom. Say, actually, this pissed me off.
Yeah, I was thoroughly unimpressed.
Quana, were you thoroughly unimpressed?
No, I was like, Buki, you're back. I missed you so much. But then no, Dom is crazy, right? That one half a second $1 million budget was like for real, and that does mean we probably not getting Jeffrey next week. So the trade-off, I guess, for the zaddies. But I just had a thought, and I think that it's kind of cool. I was thinking earlier if they could do an episode that was kind of like Bandersnatch, like Netflix like choose your own adventure, kind of like make it like a video game. But I wouldn't want them to do that for real for this show. But that said, the flashback kind of makes it feel like, what if that was not what happened, or if she died, like how you die in the game and then you start back at like the save point. It was almost like, I wish they had executed a bit better, like it had been like the white light where you don't know if she's alive, instead of just sepia tone, like it's a flashback, but like white light or something. And then it was almost like you started back over from where she died at or something. That would be kind of cool. That said, I'm excited. They can give us Pedro all next episode. Oh, wait a second. Tyra said we got 30. You
got 30 minutes.
We got two episodes left, right? So, can they give us Pedro all next episode and move us along enough before this finale? That is kind of scary.
Yeah.
That is kind of scary. They might not be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. As much as I love Pedro, especially since we know he's obsolete.
This is a cute picture, though. This is a cute picture, though.
It is. I got the picture. I did not watch any trailer. I didn't watch it, so I really don't know. I'm expecting, like I said, maybe, hopefully not a full-on flashback episode, but I'm expecting us to get answers, whether it's how everything kind of descended with their relationship, or maybe get into Gail and that husband of hers that they keep bringing up, and him having to take that man out, and why time that I don't want to spend because I don't care, Gail. We don't care. Like, as happy as I am to see Pedro, like, let's not. As far as I'm concerned, Pedro was just out. Okay. And that was all. We were going to get these references and whatever, a guitar solo here, and we're going to keep moving. We don't have time. We don't have time. If they want to give Pedro 15 minutes of fame, let's go. I can give Pedro 15 minutes. Do I want to give Pedro 30? Do I want to give Pedro a whole episode? I do not. So I'm hoping that we do what we need to do real quickly and wrap that up, and we get back to the matter at hand. Ashley, predictions?
I mean, it could be a longer episode. You know what I mean? They've been known to change the episode length. So if we get an hour and 15, hour and 20, give me at least 30 minutes of pedal. We'll definitely get the backstory because they have to close that out. And honestly, I don't know what we're going to lead up into. This is the penultimate episode, so it's got to be something, right? Other than that. So that kind of assures me that it's not going to be full on Pedro. I actually hope we get to see more Isaac, and because they've introduced the Seraphites and the wolves, we need to see more about this dynamic. We keep getting kind of breadcrumb there. I hope that they explore that more and get us to the point. I don't even know, is Ellie even going to catch up with Abby this season? Are we going to get another time jump? Those are all possibilities. I'm not good with predictions, but as long as I see Pedro for 30 minutes, I'm happy.
30
minutes.
All I need to know is, did he outright say, yeah, I shot all the people and I'll do it again. I was trying to save your life, X, Y, and Z. Or if she, pried and figured something out on her own. That's all I ever need to see. I don't even know nothing else. Dumb predictions.
Yeah. All I need to see is the conversation where he tells her what happened. Outside of that conversation, I need to see how Ellie gets out of this hellhole. I do at first when we first saw the Seraphites and the wolves, I thought that we were going to be caught in this war between them, and it was going to be like an all-out battle that they were going to get caught in the middle of. I don't know if we got enough time for that in 2 episodes. I guess we'll see, especially because it's going to be at least 15 minutes of this Joel stuff, because they're going to drag this out. So I don't know. I don't think, like I said before, I don't think we're going back to Jackson this season. I would be very surprised if we see Jackson again this season. I think that that baby daddy going to die. I think
Jesse.
Yeah, I don't think Jesse make it out because Ellie going to be the daddy, and we ain't finna. Ellie going to be the daddy, and I think Jesse ain't got no purpose here except to die. He ain't got nothing to go back to. He ain't got nobody looking for him, and he just there to be sacrificial lamb.
There's a shortage of man in the apocalypse. Can we please keep young virile man around?
Hey, or you could let it be Tommy and let Tara cry back at home.
Oh Lord, can we just leave him, man? Leave him there, Lord. Quanta, did you give your predictions for episode 6?
I mean, for the most part, I just think, we're going to get this flashback. We're going to get some Pedro. I think they knew that they needed this. I think I still think it was not smart to kill Joel in episode 2. I think they should have figured out a way to create a new story and then I would have stretched out. Look, I'm trying to make my money. I would have stretched that all the way out to the end of this season and then let all this stuff happen in season 3. But hey, whatever. I appreciate getting Pedro back on our screen. I suspect that Ellie is having a hallucination, and her flashback with Pedro is really going to be, or with Joel is really going to be Tommy, like Tommy coming to the rescue maybe and picking her up like Jesse did. And that's how we're going to get her and Jesse. Because, I mean, her and Tommy, because we need her and Tommy. We don't need her and Dina anymore. Dina can't do nothing for her. Tommy can't really do nothing for her. I think we need her and Tommy to be, her and Jesse. Jesse can't do nothing for her. Her and Tommy need to be together, is what I'm trying to say. So that's my prediction. At the end of the episode, Tommy will be there taking care of his play niece. There you go.
I need to see how Ellie moves in the game. Like, was she this helpless? Like, did she need a big, strong, strapping man to come scoop her up? Or was it like, because, all the sparring she gave, I got it. Like, when are you going to get it? Because it don't look like you got it. It look like you need some help. And I'm all here for the help. But at any given moment, it never looks like Ellie can hold her own. And that's alarming to me. But y'all, that was the show. Very great discussion, per usual. Don, I'm going to come to you first. Let the people know what you got going on over there.
Well, yeah, screen static. Y'all come on over. I got my Tyler Perry video up where I'm defending Tyler Perry. That's everybody's in agreement. The whole internet has coalesced and said that I was right. So come on and join the bandwagon. And we got movie news going on, talking about Jonathan Majors and Charlemagne are making a movie together. So that shouldn't be traumatic at all. And yeah, just movie news and movie reviews and TV. Come on over. It's a good time.
See, I know I'll be tripping. I watch stuff. She's a beast in the game. That would make sense. I don't know why we are, trying to make her neutral. Like, she needs to be all things to everybody. Can she not just be a beast in this game and just go hard? Like, just go in the show and go hard, or if not harder than she does in the game. Like, take me there. Fulfill the fantasy, girl, because I'm not there yet. Kneeling down. Girl, you're not Rick. Quana?
I've got Wicked Wednesday and Throwback Thursday this week. For Wicked Wednesday, we're watching the OG, The Fog, and for Throwback Thursday, I don't even remember what we're watching, but we're watching something good, and it's an oldie, it's a goodie. It's Throwback Thursday, and then I'll be covering Four Seasons and Forever, Black Love.
Thank you, Quana. Thank you so much. And Ashley.
Y'all, thank you guys so much for being here today. Make sure you subscribe to everyone and hit the like button and the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Tomorrow night, do not forget we are starting season 4 of The Wire. Again, this is a first time watch for Tyra and myself. We will also be covering this week Forever. We're going to be talking about that as well because there's stuff to talk about with Harris over there. If y'all haven't watched it, go watch it. I've also added to the calendar, I don't think Tyra knows this yet, but Duster, which is a brand new show that's premiering on Thursday on HBO Max. So be here for that as well. A lot of fun stuff this week, y'all. And it's my birthday Saturday. So make sure you're there. It's going to be Blockbuster movie night for the members, and we're watching Weird Science. It's going to be a great time, a great week. Come on through.
Duster as in Dusty?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know nothing about that. Did you watch the episode already?
No, it doesn't come out until Thursday. It's brand new.
Oh, you have faith in it, though.
I do.
Okay. You watch it. But you guys were awesome. Thank you so much to the guests for being here with us. And thank you guys for supporting us in the chat. As we always say, go support. Go support anybody here if you love what they had to say and you're enjoying them. Everybody here does their own separate content and would love you as a supporter. I am going to take you guys out of here with the Saturday movie night watch along. As Ashley just said, she picked Weird Science, and that's what we're going to be watching. If you want to watch it with us, become a member of either my channel or Ashley's. We will see you guys next Monday for the 6th episode.
What?
Good night, y'all.
Make me a girl. Harry. I give her one religious man thing.
Something's about it. Something. Name of science.
science.
What would you little maniacs like to do first?
It's all in the name of science. Weird science.